Now, pleased to welcome in Rich Cirminiello, Director of College Football Awards on the Deseret First Credit Union Hotline. Rich, welcome back to the program. How are you?
Doing good, guys. Appreciate you having me on.
Okay, so you kind of burst back onto the BYU fandom scene when you recently tweeted out the top 8 schools. If the starting quarterback goes down, that would be in the best position to handle it. We obviously feel like BYU's in a really good position with Baylor Romney and Jaron Hall. I mean, they had 3 different guys start and win a game last year.
Yep.
So I guess my question, Rich, is how come BYU's not higher on your list?
I love it. I feel like I'm back on Twitter with this conversation. Yeah, I think for me it really came down to looking at the back. And just quickly, the impetus for that tweet was really entirely wrapped around the current situation that we're in right now. I was thinking about depth issues, the possibility that a quarterback's not available, and that's the case in every year. But I think depth now in 2020 might be more important than ever. So I really wanted to take a look at those situations that, okay, your starter is out. What does the backup situation look like? And in the case of BYU, having, as you mentioned, multiple quarterbacks who have started and won games, have a little more experience under their belt. I thought Baylor Romney was really impressive in the 4 games that we had a chance to watch him last year, spelling Zach Wilson. So that level of depth, the versatility of the athleticism of Jaron Hall, for me, made them a top 8, but certainly could make an argument for a little bit higher.
And it's a fun conversation because, unfortunately, the injuries happen, right? And sometimes ineptitude, you pull a guy, whatever, or inconsistency. So what role do you think quarterback depth plays in 2020 versus, say, I don't know, a decade or 2 ago, where maybe a running back would have more of an influence on a team, whereas today it feels like the quarterback is the guy. If you don't have a good quarterback, you're not going to be that good.
Yeah, no, there's no question. And we see great running backs. You know, we do Travis Etienne from Clemson last year, Jonathan Taylor of Wisconsin. I think over the past couple of years, running backs have begun to sneak back into the conversation a little bit. If you look at the past decade in terms of our award, Maxwell Football Club, dominated by quarterbacks, I don't expect to see that change. But certainly as it stands now in terms of the impact in the locker room, impact in a huddle, impact in the offense as offenses are constructed, certainly once you get outside of the service academies, it's really all about the quarterback play. And so now when a quarterback goes down, your entire season could be lost at that point in terms of aspirations. It's important, and again, I think it's particularly important this year because I don't know what we're going to get. Once hopefully the season begins, a lot of these players' conditioning has been different than it's been in the past. They've spent less time on campus with their strength and conditioning coaches. Most programs have not had the luxury of spring football, so rust and conditioning, those could be 2 factors that really impact depth in 2020.
Rich Cirminiello, Director of College Football Awards on the Deseret First Credit Union Hotline with us, part of BYU Sports Nation. Rich, you're obviously in some very prominent college football discussion circles, and we all want to know, hey, is football actually going to happen? It's the question of questions for sports fans as we approach the fall. What are you hearing in your conversations with those high-level college football personnel, whether it be athletic directors or coaches or otherwise?
I think what's frustrating for me is the last major event I was at, the last time I was with, more than a dozen people in the same room was at our annual event in Atlantic City, New Jersey, where we were giving out Maxwell Award to Joe Burrow, Bednarik Award to Chase Young of Ohio State, and about 72 hours after we got back home, my wife and I, the entire world changed. That was when the NBA shut down in mid-March. The frustrating thing for me, guys, is started to have those high-level discussions, NCAA people, TV people, corporate executives. The narrative has not changed that much from what I'm hearing 4 months ago as it is today. And that really is a concern of mine because I think people know more, obviously, in mid to late July than they did in mid to late March. But the uncertainty is as heightened as it was 4 months ago. Those individuals do not have concrete answers. They do believe we'll have the start of the season. I do as well. I certainly hope that's the case. But whether we can get to the finish line, playoffs, bowl games, November and December exciting football, no one knows for sure, and that's something that's unsettling to say the least.
Bednarik list came out. We were hoping BYU would have a defensive player on it. They did not. Perhaps they can make the list during the season. But with the Maxwell watch list, that comes out tomorrow. What can we expect from that list?
Great cross-section. Obviously, we have a lot of kids on there. We always try to make it a point to celebrate not just the Power 5 conferences, but the Group of 5, the independents. We will have a BYU player on there. It's probably not a great mystery as to who that will be. Bednarik was close. Bednarik is so much tougher because, Maxwell tends to hinge, as we discussed, more so on quarterbacks, running backs. There are some wide receivers. We do have 4 non-offensive skill position players, 1 offensive lineman, no great mystery there, too. You probably could guess who that is. 3 defensive players who will be on both the Bednarik and the Maxwell watch list this year. But for me, it's really an opportunity to celebrate big school players, small school players. Bednarik, quickly, we were close with Kairos Tonga. That was the one player more than anyone else when we went to committee. Kairos, I think, has a really bright future. Love his story. The agility and athleticism that he shows at his size on the interior of that defense, I think, bodes really well, not just for this season, but on Sundays as well. It was close. But we actually had close to 150 either nominees or players that we brought to the table. So it was a really, really difficult decision at the end.
Rich, I'm excited for Kairos to be on your mid-season updated list.
and that's I really appreciate you bringing that up, too. We certainly have misses. We certainly have kids that sort of sneak up on us once the season begins. We do make those additions. Our entire committee is always looking throughout September and early October. So it's hardly a death knell when it comes to the Maxwell and the Bednarik. We will be making typically 8 to 12 additions on both sides once the season begins.
Man, the knowledge and detail is without question there. We appreciate the time and know how crazy things are right now. And hopefully we're discussing actual football the next time we talk to you.
Wouldn't that be great, guys? I appreciate it as well.
You got it. Thanks so much, Rich.
Thanks, Rich.